So yeah, I'm mentally ill, and yeah, I've been in therapy now for 6.5 years. 6.5 years I've been in therapy. It's been pretty great. It's been awesome. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I've had pretty great therapists. First therapist I had was kind of tough to find, though. First one was tough. I remember the first therapist I had, I didn't think she liked me very much. I remember I asked her in session one time, I was like, do you like me? And she was like, well, and I was like, never mind. It's pre-COVID, so we're just sitting in that. Yeah. All women. I've only had women as therapists. I only feel comfortable opening up and being vulnerable with women. I told my dad that, and he was like, why is that? And I was like, never mind. Fuck yeah, nice. We got some people with some daddy issues in the room. Let's go. That laugh was aggressive. That person hates their dad. Really, woof. That laugh was coated with trauma. I did recently break up with my most recent therapist. Just needed a change. You know, I went in there. I was like, listen, it's not you, it's me. And she's like, oh, I know. I was like, damn, she gets me. I'm working on a bunch of stuff, working on things. I'm working on my anxiety. I've had anxiety my whole life, ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, though, my anxiety kind of manifested a little bit differently. Like, when I was a kid, I hated answering questions. So because of that, my least favorite place in the world was Subway. Oh, fuck. I hated Subway, right? It's just questions. It's just a barrage of questions. It's just what kind of bread, what kind of meat, what kind of cheese, right? By the time they got to the cheese, I would always forget what kind of cheese they had, and I had cheese amnesia, right? It would be bad, right? My hands would get clammy. I would get nervous. My chest would tighten. I couldn't breathe. It was not Gouda. I'll never forget, though, core memory. I was like 12 years old at Subway, going down the line, and the woman there was like, Daniel, apparently she knows my name. I went there a lot. And she was like, Daniel, what kind of cheese do you want? And I panicked, and I was just like, cottage. Fuck. What? Avocado's $1.75? How much is a gun? I'll eat a gun right now. And I'll never forget the way that this woman looked at me, right? She looked at me with like judgment, but also like a little bit of fear, right? Right? Because the only person that's putting cottage cheese on their chicken teriyaki sub is for sure gonna be a serial killer one day, right? Right? You see a kid putting cottage cheese on their chicken teriyaki sub, and you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? That kid's gonna be like, I want to wear people's skin. You know, that's the energy. See, I got anxiety, I got body dysmorphia. So that means I have a warped sense of kind of what my body looks like, but I'm working on it, working on loving myself, getting over my insecurities, right? Yeah, fuck yeah, shout out to my puffy nipples, and yeah, there's a reason I'm wearing this shirt this way right now. So, yeah, bang, that's called exposure therapy, and I can only see this part of the room, but I feel like at least 30% of the room is just looking at my tits right now. Just dialed in on the areolas. And yeah, sir, I appreciate the eye contact. Thank you. Yeah, but I gotta tell you, on days where I can really love myself, overcome my insecurities, I feel fucking invincible. I feel like nothing is. I feel like I'm in a rom-com montage. Okay, I'm out in the world. I'm walking past fruit stands. I'm taking apples. I'm not paying for them. I keep moving. Okay. Customer's there. He's like, "Whoa, I think that guy with the sausage nipples just stole that apple." And the fruit stand owner's like, "No, he paid for it with his aura." I don't know, I'm just trying to make better decisions, do things that make me feel better, make me feel less anxious. I'm trying to get off my phone. I feel like that's not helping at all. You know, I'm trying to get off my phone, get in the moment, find the beauty in the world, right? It's out there all the time. A few months ago, I was at the airport. It was like 7 a.m., and I was, just stuck in the scroll. And I caught myself, and I was like, Daniel, get off the phone, get in the moment. Find the beauty in this airport, right? So I started looking around, right? I see a pigeon, beautiful, nature. But then I see this dude. This dude's just standing there. And he's drinking his coffee. And his eyes, they look tired. But with every sip of coffee, a little bit of life is coming to the surface. And I'm just like, man, that's beautiful. But then this dude caught me looking at him. And all he saw was me looking at him like... And here's the thing, folks. If you get caught looking at a stranger like that in 2024, they think you either want to fuck them or kill them, okay? Those are the two options. And if you have my face, it looks like you want to do both in reverse order. And then go get a cottage cheese covered chicken teriyaki sauce. I don't know, I think we all have our things, right? We all have our anxieties. We just have different ways that we deal with them, right? Like for me, when I deal with my anxiety, if I'm not able to accept it, I revert to overthinking. My grandma in Mexico, though, she deals with her anxiety with anger. She gets angry so much. I think the anxiety is hereditary. She's a very intense woman, she is. I remember the moment that I realized that she's not somebody that you should mess with. I was 6 years old, I was visiting her in Mexico City, and the two of us were just sitting in the car, right? And we hit this traffic jam. There's a bunch of cars lined up, and there's this truck blocking traffic seemingly for no reason. And my grandma, my abuela, she's just sitting in the car, smoking, furious, right? Just, right, windows up, I for sure have lung cancer, right? And she reaches this point of like peak frustration. She's just like, hijo de puta, right? And she flicks the cigarette, window still up, she doesn't give a fuck, just bounced right back. Then she gets out of the car, starts going towards the truck driver, leaves me in the car by myself, 6 years old in Mexico City in the 90s, okay? What I'm saying is that things didn't go well. We were gonna have to call Denzel Washington to come get me back, okay? Like it was gonna be a man on fire situation. Technically boy on fire, the cigarette wasn't quite extinguished. And my grandma, my abuela, she just goes towards this truck driver, just like a woman on a mission, just a typhoon personified. And she's just like, oye, cabrón! Te lo juro, si no te mueves en este segundo, voy a agarrar mi te lo voy a meter en tu culo, lo voy a sacar en tu boca y te voy a usar como una chancla. ¡Muévete, güey! Don't worry, man. I'll translate. I got you. No worries. You were looking at my feet like that's where the subtitles were going to be. Oh. What's your name?
Thad.
Thad? That makes total sense. Okay, Thad. Okay, so Thad. So I'm sitting there, 6 years old, right? And I just heard my grandma say that if that guy doesn't move, she's gonna take her foot, put it up his ass, out his mouth, and use him as a sandal. And I'm sitting there 6 years old, and the only thought in my mind is that even physically possible? All I know is I don't want to find out, right? Now, fast forward like 3 years, okay? I'm 9 years old, I'm back in Mexico City visiting her, and around this time I learned this new phrase, okay? It's a very popular Mexican phrase, a lot of you probably know it. It's no mames güey, all right? No mames güey. Which is like, hey, don't fuck with me, bro, right? Now, here's the thing, I didn't know that it meant that, but I would always hear my uncles and my dad saying it, and I just like picked up on context clues. One day, I'm in my grandma's apartment. She comes out of the kitchen, right? I'm in the living room, and she's like, hey, Danny, take out the trash. And I look at her, just wanting to connect with her in her native tongue, right? And I go, ay, abuela, no me mames, güey. Okay, yeah, all right. Now, the Spanish speakers know where I really fucked up. Thad, everybody else, welcome to Spanish 102, okay? Because here's the thing, Thad. No mames, güey. That means don't fuck with me, bro. But what I said, not realizing it, was no me mames, güey. And that little me changed the whole meaning of what I said. Because what I actually said was, hey, don't suck my dick, bro! So, yeah. So she turned me into a sandal, and I'm just a size 12 rainbow slipper up on this stage right now. You guys are awesome. My name's Danny Weingarten. That is my time.